Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is first thing in the morning and fall has arrived. It is a chilly morning here. It's about 43 degrees. I'm going to hop in the truck right now and we're going to go pick something up that I have been wanting to buy for the longest time. Just backing out of my spot and I just saw that little no-eared deer again across the road going down to the wood yard. I got a couple good pictures the other day of that deer with my good camera. But it stays real close to the house, along with its mom. The mother has a broken front leg. She gets around fine, but that deer has been around here probably 3 or 4 years now. Looks like it's going to be a real nice day. I got about an hour and 15-minute drive to go pick this up, and I'll give you a little clue as to what it is. It is going to make fall cleanup easier than it has ever been. So we have, this is what I bought. Well, not yet, I didn't give you the money yet.
Not yet.
But after I just saw it run, I'm sold. This is Doug. And you got a couple guys here, Jake and Chris, Dude Ranch DIY, and One-Eyed Customs. Yep. And Doug, we've been texting back and forth, and you got with me the other day, said, hey, you're gonna sell this on Facebook Marketplace, and thought I may have a use for it, and you were right.
Yeah, you know, watching your channel, looking at your wood yard, knowing what I have here, I'm thinking, you know, I know a sucker when I find one. If I give him a call, I guarantee you he might actually be interested in this. But they're a phenomenal piece of equipment, and you might be wondering, well, why are you selling it? Well, I upgraded. You know, you don't ever sell anything unless you get something a little bit better. So I got that, and we're going to show Mike here in a little bit what I got next, let him run it around. But it is another Buffalo Turbine unit, but it's a ride-on unit. So I think Mike will really enjoy this. It'll work for cleaning up the wood yard, the leaves, and all that. Yeah, it's a heck of a machine. I've been researching these for quite a while. It was funny when you messaged me. I was like, yeah, I'll take that, you know, for sure. And it's the right time of year because they're going to be coming down here pretty quick. But people don't realize how much time it takes with a large yard and a lot of trees that you devote just to getting all that debris off the lawn. And it's like anything else I try to do. You try to make the best use of your time. If you can do something in 45 minutes that would normally take 5 or 6 hours, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? You know, and it's funny because you drive down the road and you'll see some people that pick up their leaves, and there's some people that don't care about their leaves. They'll leave it a mess all year round. I look at it, I call it God's garbage. It's just dead leaves laying all over the place, and I like to have my leaves cleaned up. I do too. It just turns to muck. You know what I mean? It's just in the spring you have a big mess. And one of these blowers is not for everybody. I have the ability to blow it into the woods just like you will too. People, whether they're in the city or rural, they live in cul-de-sacs, you probably would get thrown out if you're blowing these into the neighbor's yard. But you know, in our instances, they work really well. I can blow them back into the woods. They're out of the grass and all that, so it really makes it nice. Now, you guys are down from Connecticut.
Connecticut, that's right.
And you're en route to the Paul Bunyan Show.
Absolutely.
That starts tomorrow. You guys will see this video on Sunday, so the Bunyan Show will be wrapping up at that point. How many years you been going to Bunyan?
This will be our 3rd year going.
3rd year.
Yeah, we didn't go last year because he was getting married.
What kind of excuse is that?
Yeah, I said we'd just have the wedding there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited to go, and you know, it's a great opportunity to meet the viewers and
looks like the weather's going to be good too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be beautiful. So
I've seen it there from, it's been 90 degrees down to spitting snow at Bunyan. You never really
this time of year it's a little iffy, but beautiful day so far. So it should be a good weekend.
Did you have a good trip down?
I ran into a little bit of trouble, lost the alternator in the truck about halfway through, but we were lucky enough to pull over at a parts store. They happened to have the alternator, and then this morning at about 7 o'clock, we popped it in the truck, and I think we're good to go.
You're good to go. Well, Doug, you want to show them what you are replacing this with?
I will get that out, and you're going to drive it.
All right, I'm good with that. So this is what you replaced it with.
Yeah. Now this is it's a 40 horse self-contained blower. That's, you know, it's basically a zero steer lawnmower frame, and it's got the turbine, the jet turbine, which is from Buffalo Turbine blower on it. Direct drive, so when you start it, that's the only thing that I don't really care for. I wish there was a PTO, but in discussing that with them, they don't put a PTO on it because it would increase the length, and what their whole goal is to keep this nice and short.
Yeah.
And I can put this thing in, you could put it in the bed of your pickup truck, I can put it on my trailer. Ultimately, what I'm looking to do is, like you call side hustles. I'm looking to go out and find somebody that needs their yard blown. Some old lady that you know is out there breaking her back, raking leaves. Hey, you know what? Can I help you with your yard? So,
do you know what that weighs? Probably.
They say 900 pounds.
Okay.
So it's not horribly heavy.
No, it's not, and it's.
But it's weighted just right, because at that weight, with my 200 pounds on the back of it, going up and around hills, it gets enough traction. I've yet to get it to where it won't.
Yeah.
Get traction.
Kawasaki engine on it?
Vanguard.
Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard 40 horse, and they offer it in I want to say a 25. It's either a 20 or a 25 horse. Don't quote me on that, but when they said, you know, the 40, I want the 40.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was no doubt about it.
So what are the main advantages over this and the one I'm buying, besides no stiff neck by looking behind you all the time?
Well, that's the number one thing, is the stiff neck, because it's fun to watch the leaves go. You'll sit there and you'll stare behind you the whole entire time. This, with the blower out in front of you, you can watch where you're going. But what's really neat is when you turn, as you rotate your chute, it literally, because the force of the air is so much, it literally helps turn that whole unit. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
So, and
you need to take us out on a frozen pond sometime.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Don't say that too loud, because I got neighbors that'll think that would be fun.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be fun to see from a distance. Yeah.
But so, and it's got a suspension system. It's the first of its kind out there with the suspension. It's like the Ferris lawnmower.
Yep.
But Buffalo Turbine is the only company so far that has built these Debri leaf blowers with full suspension on them.
Where are these made? Do you know?
Up in Buffalo.
In Buffalo,
yep, they're
that's
up
what
in
I
New
thought.
York. Yep.
Very cool.
So it has dual tanks, dual fuel tanks. I asked, they do not make this in a diesel version yet, because if they would have, I would have absolutely bought the diesel version, because I've got a diesel tank. Everything I own is diesel.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense, but you know, so now I got to fill up gas cans. But it's got dual tanks. I'm not sure how long it'll run. I took it over to our local bike path there 2 days ago, and I've got a straight tube for it. And I went, just do some community service work, and blew the whole bike trail off. And it works really nice for that too.
Some of these big gas engines, though, like I've got the Kawasaki on that big cub mower. I got tons of power, but boy, they do like the fuel.
Yep.
They really do. I got 2 big tanks on it as well, and it goes through it. It does. But they're made to just get on and hammer. You know what I mean? And cut or blow.
Well, that's the kid that sold this. He says, you know, these guys run these things 8 hours a day, and they run them hard.
Yeah.
And that's what they're built for. And I thought, well, that'll be perfect for me. I run it maybe a couple hours, if that, in a week. And, you know, and it was funny the other day, my wife looks at me, and I'm out doing the yard messing around. She says, the leaves just aren't falling up fast enough for you, are they? I'm like, no, I want to really get out and see how this thing works.
They'll be coming 2-3 weeks. You'll be on this quite a bit.
Yeah. And I use it. It's nice for up here in the driveway, too. It blows the driveway off. If I got grass clippings that go down the driveway, I blow that off, and it works. I literally will run this down the highway down to my in-laws' house. I'll blow their yard out, so it makes it nice to have that.
Right. Very nice.
like so. Leave a little gap, stick your hand through, grab it, pull it through like that, over your loop, and you can do it tighter. To get it undone, just simply pull the loop out, and you're ready to go.
All right.
So like that, through.
I have your number. If that comes undone and gets underneath my tire, I'll let you know.
There we go. I'll buy you a new tire.
I got back to the house a little bit ago, went down, got the mini skid, grabbed a firewood basket. I've got a customer coming here in a little bit for that, and I figured while I had that up here, I would unload the Buffalo Turbine. I stopped at Levi's place. Grandson Ty thought I bought a fire truck when I had this on the back of the truck. Did look kind of interesting, you know. But yeah, there it is, Buffalo Turbine Cyclone, made in the USA. These are the real deal. I have been researching these for quite some time. It is a debris blower. So pretty much if it's not nailed down, it's gonna move with this. Doug added this little feature right here, which is kind of nice. Really nice actually for your PTO shaft. That way, when you pick it up or whatever, doesn't fall off or it's not sticking in the ground. So what's going on? Deer out there again?
Yeah, a bunch.
Yeah.
So we turned around and came back.
I got some video earlier. There's like 6 deer and 10 turkeys out there in the
Really?
food plot. Yeah.
The word is out.
The word is out. The buffet is open.
Hey, I noticed something else on the road. I'm not sure you noticed. There's one single line of grass growing the whole way in.
Oh, really?
So you had a leak.
Yeah.
Or something.
The spreader is open a little bit too much.
There's a blade of grass the whole way.
I was priding myself on how good I got that grown, but here it grows on rocks too.
It does, and I'm gonna have to take some pictures of it the whole way.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'll show you.
So what do you think of this beast, Melissa?
It looks...
What do you see? How much air this thing moves?
Did you hear that, Arch? Maybe you can blow all the dog hair off. Oh, nice.
Made in Buffalo, New York.
Is that why it says Buffalo Turbine?
Yeah, Buffalo Turbine Cyclone.
Wow. Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Good.
I think I told them earlier, I had this up on the Diamondback on the truck. I went down to Levi's and Ty thought I bought a fire truck.
It does look...
On the truck it did, with the red truck and everything.
The little cage, and it looks more like a carnival-ish item.
But you know what? You want to talk about getting a brush pile burning? You could sit 50 feet away with this thing and hit that with some air.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Well, I think I'm about ready to try it out.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I got to figure out my wires, a little bit better place to put them. But all I got to do, hop up in there once, miss.
Get in from the side.
Nah, it's easier on the other side. So you're going to just turn the key, but don't start it.
Okay.
And then you see that switch right there in that box?
Yeah.
Turn the key. Now hit that switch.
To CCW or CW?
Either way.
Oh.
See it move the chute? And it'll just keep going all over the place if you want.
More like that.
Now go back the other way. Hey Axel, give me my glove. right, the leaves are literally shaking like a leaf on a tree. They're terrified of this thing. I never thought I would say this, but it might be a little overkill. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. There is a bit of a learning curve to it. When you're near the stone, you got to keep it up a little bit. You don't want to point it down or it'll blow all the stone away. Like, I just saw stuff flying all over the place. But when these leaves hit the ground, I'm telling you.
Now, is that what, like, the Pittsburgh Pirates have to blow dry the field, or?
I don't know.
No.
But it's pretty impressive.
It is.
Yeah, that's the real deal right there.
Wow.
You can blow the leaves off the trees before they even fall.
I wouldn't put it past you.
All right, I just did a little test run here this morning. I came out the road with the new blower, and I want to tell you something. There is a very fine line there between blowing the leaves off the road and blowing all the stone off the road. You know, this is 2A limestone. It's compacted really well, but you want to have it just adjusted just right, so it's kind of going over the top of it and not pointed down at the stone. And it'll take the leaves off, no trouble at all. There's just a few on here right now, but you can probably see I did this half on the way out. On the way back, I'll do this half right here. But this is nothing right here. When all these oaks hit the ground, they'll be like 4 or 5 inches thick on this road. And that blower is gonna just, it's fantastic. It is, it's incredible. The food plot is looking just fantastic. It really is. So happy with this. I said before, this was one of my biggest failures. It has turned into one of my bigger success stories, actually. Got all that Japanese stilt grass off. Got this winter ride just booming in here. It's coming up great. I'm gonna wait probably another week or so, maybe not even that. And I'm gonna overseed the entire thing and get this real thick. But the deer have been in here non-stop, the deer and the turkeys. I'll get pictures 6 or 7 times a day and all night as well. So they're hitting it real hard, but I think it's big enough and thick enough they're not able to destroy it. And once I overseed it, I think that'll help as well. You know, you'll kind of have 2 stages of growth in here. But like that blower, picture this in a couple weeks. All these leaves are going to be down. I could come out here and do this whole thing in probably 10 minutes. And not that it's that necessary, but when you're trying to get this stuff to grow, you don't want it getting all covered up with leaves, because that's gonna stop it. So like I said, I can come out here in 10 minutes and do this whole field. I was gonna run the wires somewhere into the cab, but this is actually fine right here. I don't have the window latched, and it still actually seals up pretty nice. So since I won't have this on all the time, I'll probably just do that. But the nozzle controller that I have inside is the key. You can spin this thing all the way around and kind of fine tune it as you go, so you're not, you know, like I said, blowing all the stone off your driveway. But yeah, this thing rips. One of my best purchases I ever made, I'm convinced. So that's the story on the blower, but before I wrap this up, I want to cover a couple other topics. Some are important, some not so much. But number one, this is kind of interesting. This morning, I had to go to Agway, and I drive right past the Butler Farm Show grounds. Today is October 4th. Tomorrow is the Trump rally in Butler, PA, once again. And there is a noticeable difference in security. Some of the things I picked up on right away, they have a bunch of shipping containers all around the venue in different areas to kind of block line of sight from, you know, different spots on neighboring properties, and just a lot more security. And there's a lot going on. It's a madhouse up there already. The rally's not till tomorrow night. And I heard Elon Musk is actually coming to town. I never thought I'd see Elon close to home like that. And I think JD Vance is going to be there as well. So hopefully everything goes off without a hitch and everyone's safe. And we'll have to see what happens. But like I said, you'll see this video on Sunday. The other thing I wanted to mention is our newsletter. Sign up for our newsletter if you're interested. All you do is go to outdoorswiththemorgans.com. There will be a pop-up that comes up. Enter your email and you are signed up to our newsletter. And you'll get one probably once a month or every 2 to 3 weeks. And what it is, it's kind of a behind-the-scenes thing of what we got going on, a look back, a look ahead, a lot of family stuff, things like that. So if you want, sign up for that. The other thing, check out Doug's channel, the guy I bought the blower off of, One Eyed Customs. I'll put a link in the description. And then Jake and Chris were there from Dude Ranch DIY. I'll put a link to them as well. They're good guys. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's about it. I'm going to get out of here before I get whacked on the head with an acorn. They just keep falling. I don't know where they're all coming from. I don't. And I keep talking about it. I have never in my life, 57 years, seen as many acorns as we have this year. And what I can't understand is we were in a drought all summer long. You think the trees would be like a little bit distressed, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to ask Levi about that. But they just keep falling and falling. And I'll be honest, this is the first year I'm excited to have the leaves fall because they don't stand a chance with this thing. I'm telling you what. I used to spend hours and hours with a handheld blower years ago. Then I bought a big backpack blower and I thought I was in tall cotton at that point. Still, you'll spend 30, 40 hours a fall just removing leaves. This thing here is a game changer. It is. Pretty excited about it. But yeah, I can't wait till they hit the ground. But anyway, I think that's about it. I've been rambling along long enough. Appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.